Welcome back to the desk. I'm here with Justin Mchugh, Dylan Burns, Wyatt, Kalb, and Chris Turner-Demondo to break down William Patterson's men's and women's basketball. The women faced off against Farmingdale. Men took on Brooklyn College. So let's start breaking down those games. Wyatt, we'll throw the first one to you. Let's talk about the women's game. They're losing some key players in Brittany Harden and Alex Milne. What does the future look like for the rest of this season for the Pioneers?
Well, when you look at this team right now, Brittany Harden from last year was one of the most prolific scorers in the NJAC. Alex Milne, a girl you could throw to down low. Once we take a look at the stats right here from this game against Farmingdale, a team that has given William Patterson trouble in the past, Pioneers, even without Alex Milne, put up 30 points in the paint, 21 points off turnovers, and I thought was a big one with 17 bench points. So when you look at these pretty specific stats right here against Farmingdale State, I thought they had a lot of good improvements. Although Janae Clarke was very good stepping in at center. She had a double-double in this one. So some good things in the first game for the Pioneers.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and say the guard play was awesome for the Pioneers. Jackie Rodriguez has stepped into a leadership role on this team. She's been playing since a freshman. She's shown that she's capable of stepping into the limelight and providing for her team. And also Julie Ravito was back. Julie Ravito played, I believe, as a freshman, took her sophomore year off, went to Bergen County, and then now she's back with the Pioneers, and she was a really nice spark for the Pioneers also.
I think coming down to it this year, it's going to be team ball for the women's team. It's going to be the same for the men's too, and we'll get into that later. But Alex Milne was one of the best players in the NJAC last year. She was top 3 in field goal percentage and top 5 in rebounding. She was an extremely good player. It's nice to see the rest of the girls step up in her absence.
Chris, what'd you see?
Yeah, Dylan brought up Jackie Rodriguez, and I heard a lot of talk about her going into the season. So I was like, I can't wait to actually watch her play. She blew me away. She is a leader on the court and off the court. And her playing a couple days ago in their first game really proved that this Pioneer team has success with her at the leadership.
Yeah,
She
even
took
as a
4
freshman.
charges.
Did
she?
Yeah, she did.
4
Yeah,
charges
she did.
3 in a minute 30 alone, which is unheard of.
Yeah, and
That's
those are the
insane.
hustle stats that really separates you, Chris, as you said, as a leader on your team. When you put your body on the line and you sacrifice for the betterment of your team, it's just she's got all the leadership qualities.
Now, Wyatt, you talked about how the Pioneers are pretty set down low. Let's back it up. Let's talk about the three-point shooting, how they've fared so far. Do you think the way that they're doing now from behind the arc is going to be enough to carry them through the rest of the season?
Well, you're going to face teams like Kane and like Montclair State, who knocked us out of the NJAC playoffs last year. These are really good teams, really big teams. So you got to step out and make some threes. You know what you're going to get out of Jackie Rodriguez. It's a 20-point scorer. But you're going to need scoring off the bench. Alyssa Giordano has got to be on the outside. She's got to be hitting at least 35% of her threes. And then other girls, Nicole Williams, a senior captain, has to be able to step out in the arc and make some threes for you.
We've seen a real evolution in the game of basketball, if you really think about it. It's gone from everyone needs a big center. You need all big people to dominate down low. But we've evolved to a three-point shooting game, and William Patterson might be one step ahead if they have a strong three-point shooting game.
Yeah, I was going to piggyback off of what Wyatt said, but you pretty much said it best. I like how the dynamic of this William Patterson basketball team, because they're small, they can shoot and they can get to the basket where the rest of the NJAC has some size. William Patterson has an opportunity to run all over other teams. So, I mean, the size and the speed of William Patterson on paper might not look like an advantage. I think we average the height of 5'4" is the average height of the Pioneers. And, it's just a very well-rounded speed ball team.
Right. Justin, what do
You
you say?
talk about the three-point shooting, and I think Jackie Rodriguez, once again, as she did last year, is going to spearhead the attack from the arc. I think this team might be most efficiently ran when you have a 4-out, 1-in when Tori Wetzel's in the game, or maybe Janae Clarke's in the game, and a 5-out when you have all those guards out there. Because there's a lot of talented guards. They can get the job done, but the rest of it remain to be seen.
Right. Now, again, a big win for the women's against Farmingdale. They ended up winning with that and one. Very exciting game. The men's were also successful against Brooklyn College. Another good win. Let's just have some game reactions. Justin, what'd you see?
I was thoroughly impressed. After last season, we lost 4 great players.
Right.
Manny Hernandez, Tariq Bridgman, Bright Mensa, and I'm drawing a blank on the 4th.
And a coach.
And the coach. You lost Jose Rodriguez, but Brian Chapman has stepped up so far. I got a chance to talk to some of their players, and then they've been very impressed with Brian Chapman so far.
Yeah, I too have spoken to a few of the players, and they're very, very supportive of their new head coach, and it showed. It showed.
James McLean is the 4th. I apologize.
There you go. And back to Chapman, the thing I really like about him is he's got the mind, the basketball IQ to be a head coach, and he's got the he's a player's coach as well. So he brings his attributes from being an assistant, and it's translated well into being a head coach because he's got his team behind him. They all believe in what he's trying to implement. And so when you have your players really following the structure the coach has set in place in order for the team to be successful, that's when winning happens.
Wyatt, break down this for us. What did you see?
Well, in this game, Brooklyn College is a team that beat us last year. So if we take a look at this graphic right now and some of the stats, I thought the William Patterson, the men did a great job of exactly what the women did. 32 points in the paint, again, with a very small lineup where you're losing Tariq Bridgman, you're losing Bright Menta, 19 points off turnovers, and the biggest one that we talk about losing our starters, 25 bench points, something that we did not see last year. So you're talking about guys like Joseph Taylor, Tyler Ioza came into this game after not playing for 3 years, had
Tyler
8
was
points.
Huge. He had a game-tying basket off the bench.
He looked very good. Stefan Minich is another big guy who can come out there, give you minutes, and step on the outside for 3. A lot of weapons on this William Patterson team, and I think them especially, they're going to need their three-point shooting because Terrell McClendon coming back off injury, guy who could take you inside, he had 21.
He's going to be one of the better guards in the NJAC this year. There's nobody who can compete with the size and speed combo of Terrell McClendon. He is poised for the best season of his career here at William Patterson.
Now, guys, let's just wrap it up here. We have a small lineup, but like you mentioned, a lot of points coming off the bench, so a very deep, talented roster. Chris, do you think we can come up with a winning record? New coach, new faces here, new leadership?
Absolutely, because I think there's a lot of positive energy on the women's side and the men's side. They're all small. That means nothing to them. They want to win. These teams want to win. And the fast pace that they put against Brooklyn, I think they can match that all year. And the bench points was huge. They do a lot of rotating with their squad. So basically everyone kind of stays fresh. No one's out there too long. So I think they have enough depth this year to actually use the bench wisely and use their speed to their advantage.
Yeah, I think when you have a backcourt of Galen Smith and Zach Frick, guys who can both handle the ball very well. Galen wasn't shooting the ball against Brooklyn all too well. So when you get him start hitting, Zach Frick hit 5 threes in that third quarter. He looked very good. That's going to be an unstoppable backcourt.
Yeah, Galen Smith really, for lack of a better term, I'm going to go triple reallys there, impressed the heck out of me on, Friday, correct? Tuesday. Oh, my God. Yesterday. Today is Friday. I'm all over the place. Regardless, Galen Smith impressed me with his play in the home opener. And again, back to Brian Chapman, the way he balanced the lineup, like we said, 25 bench points. Tyler Ioza providing a spark, and I like the way he moved JT to the second lineup to really balance out the scoring.
I'm thoroughly impressed with the roster from top to bottom. I really do think they could have a winning record this year. Brian Chapman has instilled the mindset that we want to win a championship, and I can feel that aura from the players. These guys have a chance to go far. I know it's a small sample size, one game, but we got some talent on this roster.
Well, I think both the men and women do have an exciting season ahead, so I'm really looking forward to watching more Pioneer action there. All the time we have left for basketball, stay tuned. Greg Bloss and the football fellas are going to be coming right up next.